Thermodynamics. Which of the following variables controls the physical properties of a perfect gas? This all of the above. Which of the following laws is applicable for the behavior of a perfect gas? This is the all of the above. The unit of temperature in SI units is the Kelvin. The unit of mass is SI units is the kilogram. The unit of time SI units is the second. The unit of length SI units is the meter. The unit of energy SI units is joule. According to the Charles law of a perfect gas, T2 by T1, V2 by V1. Because of P is kept constant. According to Gay-Lucullus law, perfect gas, the absolute pressure of a given mass varies directly as absolute temperature, its volume kept constant. An ideal gas compared to real gas at very high pressure occupies more volume. General gas equation PV is equal to MRT, not nRT, MRT is there. Gas laws are applicable to gases alone and not to vapors. According to Dalton's law, the total pressure of the mixture of gas is equal to sum of the partial pressure of all. Which of the following can be regarded as a gas so that gas laws could be applicable within the commonly encountered temperature limits? O2, N2, H2, air. The unit of pressure in a SI units is Pascal. In a polytropic process, the perfect gas equation P1 V1 by T1 equal P2 V2 by T2 can be used only to determine one property at one of the states, provided at all other properties are known. A closed system in which mass does not cross boundaries of the system through energy may do. Temperature of a gas is produced due to kinetic energy of molecules. According to kinetic theory of gas, the absolute zero temperature is attained when kinetic energy of the molecules is zero. Kinetic theory of gases assumes that the all collision between the more molecules perfectly elastic. The pressure of gas in terms of its mean kinetic energy per unit volume E is equal to 2E by 3. Kinetic energy of the molecules in terms of absolute temperature proportional to T. Superheated vapor behaves approximately as a gas. According to Boyle's law, perfect gas P2 by P1, V1 by V2, T is kept constant. Boyle's law is the temperature constant. Absolute zero pressure will occur when molecular movement of the system becomes zero. No liquid can exist as a liquid at zero pressure. The unit of power in SI units is Pascal. The condition of perfect vacuum absolute to zero pressure can be attained at a temperature of minus 273.1 degrees centigrade. Intensity property of a system in one whose values does not depend mass of the system like temperature and pressure etc. Specific heat of air at constant pressure is equal to 0.24. Characteristic of gas constant of a gas is equal to Cp minus Cv. The behavior of gas can be fully determined by four laws. The equation of P plus A by V square V minus B equal to R is known as van der Waals equation. 27 by 64 is the 9 by 8. Okay. The ratio of two specific heats of air is equal to 1.41. Boyle's law PV constant applicable to gas under only small range of pressures. Which law states that the internal energy of gas function of temperature? Joule's law. The same volume of all gases would represent their molecular weight. Which law states that the specific heat of gas remains constant at all temperature and pressure is the Reynolds law. An open system in one in which both energy and mass cross the boundaries of the system. According to which law all perfect gases changes volume by 1 by 273 of the original volume at 0 degree centigrade for every 1 degree change in temperature when pressure remains constant? Charles law. Gases have two values of a specific heat. According to the Avogadro's hypothesis, the molecular weight of all the perfect gases occupy the same volume under same condition of pressure and temperature. Extensive property of a system in one whose value depends on the mass of the system like volume. Work done in a free expansion process is zero. The statement that molecular weight of all gases occupy the same volume is known as Avogadro's hypothesis. To convert volumetric analysis to gravimetric analysis, the relative volume of each constituent of the flue gases is multiplied by its molecular weight. If a gas heated against a pressure keeping the volume constant, then work done will be equal to zero. An isolated system in one in which neither mass nor energy crosses the boundaries of the system. The The property of substance like pressure, temperature and density, thermodynamics coordinates are dash point function. Which of the following quantities is not the property of the system? Heat. According to Avogadro's law, for a given pressure and temperature, much molecules gas. Mixture of ice and water from the heterogeneous system. Which of the following the property of the system is the all of the above? On weight basis, air contains following parts of oxygen 23. Which of the following is not intrinsic property is the heat? Which of the following items is not path function is the thermal conductivity? Work done in a adiabatic process between given pair and each stage depends upon the heat and work or dash path functions. Which of the following parameters constants for a mole for the most of the gases given temperature and pressure is the value? Which of the following quantities do not represent the property of the system? A reversible polytropic process can be described by the equation PV over N equals C. Which is true the reversible polytropic process? Some heat transfer takes place. Specific heat of a constant volume Cv is equal to 0.17. The relation between the two specific heats Cp and Cv are given follow Cp minus Cv equal to R by J. Next, the value of polytropic component N in the reversible polytropic process usually varies between 1.2 to 1.4. The value of N is high in the polytropic process, then the compressor work between given pressure limits will be less. The value of N is equal to 1, the polytropic process indicates it to be mesothermal process. The adiabatic equations of a perfect gas is PV power by constant. Solids and liquids have one value of specific heat. One value of specific heat. This one is this. Change in enthalpy of a system, the heat supplied at constant pressure. The term NTP stands for normal temperature and pressure. A heat exchange process in which the product pressure and volume remains constant is known as hyperbolic process. The internal energy of a system is function of only dash temperature. Absolute. In an isothermal process, the internal energy of a gas molecule remains a constant. Zeroth law of thermodynamics states that if two systems are both in equilibrium with the third system, they are in the thermal equilibrium with each other. The basics of measuring thermodynamic property temperature is given by zeroth law of thermodynamics. 1 watt is equal to 1 Newton meter per second. Work done is 0 for the following process, all of this above. For which of the following substance of a gas law can be used with minimum error? Heated system, 1 calorie in kcm is equal to 0.427. The expression integral of PdV can be used to obtaining work of non-flow reversible process. On volume basis, air contains following parts of oxygen 21. Universal gas constant is defined as equal to product of the molecular weight of the gas and the gas constant. The value of the product of molecular weight and the gas characteristic constant for all gases in SI units is 83.14 joule per kilometer Kelvin. The molecular weight expressed in gram for all gases at NTP occupies volume 22.4 liters. Strictly speaking, all engineering processes are dash irreversible. For which of the following substances internal energy and enthalpy are the function of the temperature only perfect gas? In a free expansion process, both A and B. Work done is 0, heat transfer is 0. In gas vapor is allowed to expand through very minute apparatus, then such process is known as a throttling process. In a fluid expands suddenly into the vacuum through orifice of large dimensions, then such a process is called free expansion. Which of the following property remains constant during the throttling process is enthalpy? Which of the following processes are thermodynamically reversible? Isothermal and adiabatic. Which of the following process is irreversible process? Throttling. In order that cycle be reversible, following must satisfy all of the above. For thermodynamic process to reversible, the temperature difference between the hot and cold body substance should be 0. Minimum work in compressor is possible when the value of adiabatic index N is equal to 1. The specific work input during the compression cycle from P1 to P2 in compression isothermal is given P1 V1 log E of P2 V1, P2 by P1. The law is not applicable for PV is not applicable for free expansion of ideal gas. The more effective way is increasing efficiency Carnot engine is to decrease lower temperature. Entropy changes depends on heat transfer. For reversible adiabatic process, change in entropy is 0. Isochoric process is 1 in which dash. Okay. Polytropic index N is given by log of P2 by P1 log of V1 by V2. When a gas flow through a very long pipe of uniform cross section, the flow approximately isothermal. The work done, the expansion of gas volume V1 V2 under constant pressure P is equal to P of V2 minus V1. Then expansion process as per law PV constant hyperbolic expansion. Under ideal condition, isothermal, isobaric process and adiabatic process are dash. A reversible adiabatic process may be expressed at T1 by T2 is equal to A and B. Which of the following parameters remains constant during ideal throttling process is the enthalpy. Curve below compared to B and C shown in the figure adiabatic. B and C is the adiabatic. The curve B above compared to curve A and C the following type of PV above constant. Curve A and B for following type of isothermal. A and B is the isothermal. When the liquid boils at constant pressure, the following parameter increases entropy. Maximum work done by an expansion of gas in closed system is possible when process takes place at a constant pressure. Which is false statement about enthalpy. Okay, next 132 is the if HB the heat applied a system to do work W with change in internal energy du, then H equal du plus W. Heat energy stored in the gas and used for raising temperature of gas is known as internal energy. According to first law of thermodynamics, is the total energy of system remains constant. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed but can be converted into another form of energy transfer to first law of thermodynamics. First law of thermodynamics furnishes the relationship between heat, work and properties of the system. Change in enthalpy in a closed system is equal heat transfer with reversible process takes place at constant pressure. In an isothermal process, the internal energy remains constant. Change in internal energy closed system is equal to transfer if the reversible process takes place at a constant value. The first law of thermodynamics was developed by Joule. According to first law of thermodynamics, heat and work are mutually convertible. Total heat of substance also known as enthalpy. First law of thermodynamics, all of the above. Addition of heat at constant pressure to gas results in gas raising its temperature and doing external work. Work done in a reversible adiabatic process is given by P2 V2 minus P1 V1 by 1 minus N. The temperature in process in which work done is expanding gas under adiabatic condition will be decreases. The work given out to during expansion process in a closed system will increase when the value of N decreases. The work required for a compression closed system increases when the value of N, this is the increases. In a polytropic process, heat rejected is given by gamma minus N by gamma minus 1 into work done on the system. Heat transfer during a polytropic process given by gamma minus N by gamma minus 1 CV of T2 minus T1. Which of the Carnot cycle has the efficiency for reversible engine? Measurement of temperature based on 0th law of thermodynamics. Carnot cycle under ideal conditions, isothermal, isobaric, isochoric and adiabatic process are quasi-static process. Next, Carnot cycle efficiency depends upon temperature range of operation. Carnot cycle efficiency of maximum when final temperature at 0 degree Kelvin. Steady flow system work can be determined by the expression minus V log 1 to 2 VdP. If heat engine attains 100% thermal efficiency of Weyer's second law of thermodynamics, according to Clausius inequality statement for any cycle process, reversibly or irreversibly is the cyclic integral of dq by t less than or equal to 0. According to James Joule, Q is equal to W by Z. The heat be exchanged in a reversible manner. Which of the following property of the working substance will change according to entropy? If a system after undergoing a series process returns the initial state is the sum of heat and work transfer will be 0. According of clause statement is the which of the following represent the perpetual motion? First kind is the emission that continuously creates its own energy. An actual engine to be designed having the same efficiency of the Carnot cycle such a proportional to impossible. In a Carnot cycle, heat is transferred at a constant temperature. A Joule Kelvin coefficient is denoted by delta T by delta P of H. For irreversible process, entropy changes in greater than dq by T. The value of sigma dq by dt reversible process is equal to 0. Change entropy depends upon change of heat. In the according to Clausius statement is the B and D. The value of dq by theta irreversible process is less than 0. The polytropic process PVC perfect gas change in entropy is given by A and B both. A and B. The value of Joule Kelvin coefficient for an ideal gas is 0. The value of entropy 0 degrees is taken as 0. And the Q1 heat transfer between the hot temperature source machine Q to cold temperature source machine, then the heat pump COP will be equal to Q1 by Q1 minus Q2. In case of refrigeration machine, COP will be equal to Q2 by Q1 minus Q2. On pressure volume diagram, the process line PV come closer to y-axis. Heat added in a reversible adiabatic process is equal to 0. The slope of constant pressure line temperature entropy diagram is given by T by Cp. In a cycle, the heat is rejected at constant pressure. Steam flow through a nozzle considered as adiabatic flow. Internal energy of a substance depends upon the temperature. A diathermic wall is one which permits thermal interaction. An adiabatic wall is one which prevents thermal interaction. And in the door of a running refrigerator inside room was left open. Which of the following statement is correct? The room will be gradually warmed up. Compressed air coming out from a punctuated football becomes cooler. A water contained in a breaker can be made up of boil by passing steam through it dash at a pressure greater than atmospheric pressure. The only false statement in the following ones is the heat rays cannot pass through vacuum. During throttling process, all of the above. The energy of molecules motion appears a heat. A sudden fall in a barometer reading is a sign of approaching this storm. The unit of universal gas constant is the erg by 0 Kelvin. Calorie is a measure of quantity of heat. 1 kg 4 cm equal to 735.6 mm of Hg. A barometric pressure is equal to 760 mm of Hg. 1 barometric pressure or 1 atmospheric pressure is 1.033 kg 4 cm square. The value of 1 bar SI units is equal to 1 in 10 power of 5 Newton per meter. The change of entropy for a heat exchange process given by delta H by T. 1 bar is equal to 1.0197 kg 4 cm square, 7650 per 0.0 Hg. A perfect gas 20 degrees centigrade was heated until the volume was doubled. The temperature of the gas will now 327 degrees centigrade. Change in internal energy of a small temperature change delta T for ideal gas is expressed by the relation du equals Cv into delta T. Change in enthalpy for small temperature change delta T ideal gas is expressed by the delta H Cp into delta V. Real gases follows the relation Pv into compressibility factor nRT. In case of steady flow system, work can evaluate using an expansion. Okay, is completed.